to the Stranger Still podcast. I'm Kathleen.
I'm Miles.
I'm Kirk.
And welcome to our deep dive into the series finale of Stranger Things.
Aww.
That's right. Season 5, Chapter 8, The Right Side Up.
But we have 2 episodes. We've broken this into part 1 and part 2. Part 2 will be out Friday, February 6th. So you still got 2 episodes with us.
You know, I feel like you didn't quite capture the gravity that I was portraying, that we are in the finale here.
Let me try to summon up the gravity. Let me try to
Jumped
summon
right
up the
in there.
gravity.
Anyway, we're doing 2 parts today.
I came in with like the tone of like, and come to Taco Bell today, 2 for 1. Okay. Yeah.
And Miles is right, though. We're going to actually be ending today's episode at, spoiler alert, but by the way, you should not be listening to us if you have not seen the finale.
Oh, yeah.
So be sure to join us on February 6th, where part 2 comes out. That's when we're going to review the remainder of the finale, but we're also going to share our classic best of moments, but then also our awards for the best of the entire season.
Yeah, our season 5 awards, which we have done for the other 4 seasons. Go back and look at all of our rewatches and all of our podcasts. There's a lot of content back there. We are a tall task of dugging into why we love Stranger Things. We're about positivity for Stranger Things. We love it. Why is it good? That's the core question for this group.
Oh, yeah.
So without further ado, I say we get started.
The right
Here
side
we go.
up.
Right side up. It starts with the crickets, which is how we started the very first episode.
Oh.
And it's like, we're in the 80s. We're in Indiana. Get a little Stephen King feel.
The
that
very
we have.
first episode, season 1.
Season
The
1.
very
Yep.
first.
Chapter 1, season 1. We get those crickets. We pan down to the lab in that one. This time we pan down to an upside down lab. But we're going to skip all the stuff with Dr. K and the military stuff. We'll come back in part 2 for all that. Let's just join our crew in the upside down. Murray is driving everybody in the Bradley Big Buy truck.
I know. It's made it through a lot.
It really has.
Somehow.
Is there someone at Bradley's Big Buy who's like, where is Murray and our shipment?
Yeah. Where's our truck?
They're going to drop off Hopper, drop off 11, drop off Collie, and Mike says to 11, one last fight, and then it'll be over.
Man, this speech was like telling the audience, telling us, the watchers, that here we are. We're at the beginning of the end. Like, we're done after this. That was like kind of sad, bittersweet for me to hear that. I don't know, but also when 11 walks away afterwards, it was also like a, here we go.
Rewatching as she's like in the middle of the frame and we're slowly zooming in on her. I'm like, how did I not know that she was going to die?
I know, right? I felt like this was a foreshadowing moment, like that I didn't really catch the first time through.
Yeah.
Like I kind of saw it. Mike gives a good speech. 11 does not reciprocate very much on this.
No, she doesn't.
She's still kind of hiding that secret. It's definitely hasn't come out. She gives a good look to everybody in the van. It's like, this might be the last time I see you, kind of look.
How does Mike not pick up on that? It's like...
That's classic Mike. It's classic Mike and 11. Still to the end here.
Right?
Yeah, and he does acknowledge what you had said in Volume 2 reviews, Kirk, is the plan is like... There's a million things that can go wrong, and they will. But that is the party. Let's start and let's adapt as we go.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff throughout this episode that are just blind luck. But there's also a lot of stuff that this episode is wild.
Well, yeah. There's always a plan. The plan never goes according to plan.
No.
That's just,
and that's how life is.
That's just straight
people.
life. Yeah.
We cut to Erica and Mr. Clark at the church for I think this is Erica's last appearance within the regular timeline. She doesn't come back to the epilogue.
Yeah.
Erica has done some math. She tells Mr. Clark that the real shit hasn't started yet.
Language.
Dude, what I love when he was like, language, but then she gets it when she's like, if there's ever a time to swear, this is now. And he does the most PG swearing. This is goddamn swell. And I'm like, come on, you couldn't have done better than that.
Has
Mr.
anyone
Clark.
ever said goddamn swell?
Yeah. It's like the worst swear you could come up with.
It does feel like classic Mr. Clark, though.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it's just swell itself. How's it feel to save the world? It's swell.
He's like the Ned Flanders.
Yeah, he's far too kind, but I like that he reciprocates that to Erica.
Yeah.
I had a little moment where the military pulls up here to capture Erica and Mr. Clark, where I thought, like, are they going to have some sort of like booby trap for the military? So I was like, Mr. Clark going to get his moment like Karen got, stay away from my daughter. Mr. Clark just slides down the stairs, like kills 2 military guys, like mess with the flea, get the acrobat, something like it zooms in on him. I don't know. I'm just saying maybe I should have been on the writer's staff.
That's so funny. Yeah. Oh my God. It's so funny that you said that because I was worried in that moment that we were going to get some sort of like military torture scene of them, which, like Erica would have been the badass. But like Mr. Clark, I was like, how are they going to play that poor old Mr. Clark? And I was so glad that they didn't do that because it just felt like it wouldn't have, it would not have felt right.
There wasn't time for it.
Yeah.
Maybe there was torture a little off screen.
Maybe there was a little torture. Mr.
I'd
Clark.
like to think that there was no torture.
All right, that's fair.
So 11 is going into the upside down tank. They've made it in, and Hopper and 11 have this talk before 11 goes down into the bath. And they make promises to each other. Promises, but kind of lies.
That are lies on both of their parts.
Yep.
I have to say, watching this, she's seeing all of the flashbacks of her first times in the lab, everything that happened to her in the lab. Mm-hmm. And there's no hesitation. She's feeling all of that. She's seeing all of that, but it's not... She has truly grown. It's not holding her back. She's moving through all of that. I was really struck by that. Yeah. Like, you don't feel like that's going to make her, that's going to cause mistakes for her. You feel like she's like a whole new person. She has the strength to get through all of that.
That's a great point. Like, I'm really glad they didn't play this, like, 11 is still scared of this thing. Like, we actually hear Brenner's voice speaking of the flashbacks. Like, it's a full scene of season 1. We see little 11, we see Brenner, we see all these people here, they're friends to watch you. It's like, first of all, just a reminder of how sucky her life has been.
Yeah.
But to your point, Kathleen, she's not scared, which shows how much she's grown.
Yeah.
In this. Yeah. She's just absolutely badass. I really like the flashbacks.
I love it. Yeah. I was wondering because we have flashbacks through this whole episode, and I wondered like how you felt about those. So
this was a nice little touch to the moment.
Yeah.
Because you kind of forget about the whole tank thing and her touching and opening up the gate and all of that. I mean, by this point in the series, there's so many other things to be concerned with.
Yeah,
it's nice to get that 11 going back to her childhood. This is the moment I broke away.
Yeah, we needed it.
It was purposeful to show how mirrored everything, how absolutely similar everything is, but how different it is. I mean, even when she's in the tank, she puts her hand up just as she does with Dr. Brenner, but she does that with Hopper too. Yeah. And it's the same action, but it's so different. Yeah. She's not this scared little girl. And I mean, that is so intentional by the Duffer Brothers that she's not the scared little girl anymore. She's doing the same thing, but it's with strength, resignation, resolution.
Something else that's same but different is her hair. Like, she has the shaved head in season 1, but in this finale specifically, her hair is slicked back so much that she looks more like quote unquote classic 11. I felt that just all the feels here from season 1. They had to dig it up here, and they did.
Yeah. But just the broken promise is what gets me.
Yeah. So 11 says, if something goes wrong, don't pull me out. Not until I'm sure he's dead. And Hopper says, sure, but we don't believe him. And then Hopper says, if this works, we're getting out. Don't worry about Dr. K. 11 says, sure. Actually, does she say sure? She just says like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, she gives us a nod.
A nod. Yeah, but we know they're not being truthful to each other.
Oh, yeah.
And it's sad in that moment because I think they know too. I think deep down, they both know that they're lying to each other. And I agree. It's a very sad moment. Can I just say, though, I was incredibly surprised at how clean the water was that she's going into.
Why is there water at all? Doesn't the Upside Down not have water?
Well, it's been sealed in that tank.
Okay, and it could be like more of a saline solution as well.
Well, yeah, I'm assuming it's that salt bath salt. Whatever.
When's it enough salt to not be water?
The buoyancy level. Yeah.
There are people who like nitpick that type of stuff. Like, do you really want the whole plot of them getting water into the upside down? Like, we already got a million things happening.
Right.
My pet peeve, just to get on a quick soapbox here, and I'm sorry, but my pet peeve about a lot of the online stuff about, especially season 5, is pretending that the upside down has made sense in the other seasons.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Okay, like, season 5 ruined it. Like, dude, people have been coming and going through gates, and like the gates aren't really the same across season.
Right.
The hive mind is so extreme in whether or not it's working against or not. And I mean, but what is the upside down? Whatever it needs to be for our character arcs.
And you've been saying that since the beginning,
exactly. Really. Watch the show. Don't write the show, watch the show.
It's about the characters, not about the science.
Yes.
Like,
exactly.
We're talking about wormholes and demogorgons here. Like, just let some things go, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So the rest of the gang is being driven by Murray over to the upside down radio tower, and they get there and they're like, well, thankfully no planet is moving yet.
Yeah.
That's good. Jonathan says everybody start climbing, and if you need to have a heart-to-heart scene, you know, there's platforms to do a meaningful dialogue.
No rush.
No rush.
And I would like to say some rush, Jonathan.
Yeah.
They're trying to get up there and accomplish all of this before the planets collide. I don't know. I feel like maybe you should rush. Also, we know that Jonathan and Steve can do it in one fell swoop, like racing up there. So
he's probably more talking like Joyce. Like Joyce needs to rest.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
that's true.
Shout out to Joyce for everything she does in this episode physically.
She just goes with it, man.
She's just she doesn't say anything throughout any of this. She's just climbing.
Oh yeah,
she's just climbing.
She took her breaks. She did. Yeah.
The main platform break that we see is, of course, Will and Mike, and Mike, really their first one-on-one conversation since Will came out at the end of chapter 7. Mike says he wasn't aware of the depth, of the struggle within Will. And Will says, you couldn't have done anything. I had to find it my own way.
Yeah, I like the way Will puts it, because he's like, I didn't understand it either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like, don't blame yourself. I was trying to do that as well. And, it had to happen how it happened.
Right. I had to find my own way.
Yeah.
That he really, that's how he gained his own strength. He had to fight through it himself.
Yeah.
Had to come to terms, had to accept himself first before anybody else really could accept him.
Yeah.
I just like the way it started. That came out wrong. Or not came out wrong.
Yeah.
It's like Mike clearly wants to be as supportive as possible, but is like also not exactly sure how to approach it. And I love that like little level of discomfort. But I also love that we already had the acceptance resolution when Will came out. We already had that moment. But this, just like the extra reassurance that he gives Will, even though Will, I think at this point, is strong enough to not need it, it just really, truly solidifies their relationship. It lets him know that he accepts them outside of the group peer pressure. Mm-hmm. He needed to make sure Will knew that Mike accepted him.
I think the audience needed it too. I've seen articles that the actor who plays Will, pitched this idea early on in the writing process. Some articles make it seem like he just threw it in at the end. Obviously, it was early on in the writing process, and of course, the Duffers, wanted to tie this loop.
Right.
I know that because they wrote it and put it in their show. But it's just emblematic to me of why Stranger Things is so great, because the Duffers are listening to their actors and they're following what the actors have given them. Like, they didn't plan Robin to be like this.
Yeah.
Right.
They famously did not plan Steve to make it out of season 1.
Yeah.
Bob was supposed to die early, but they realized they got something here, so they're going to need to keep him through all season 2. They're just adaptability to kind of trust the person who's playing the character to give something. Like, this scene was a great little moment that we honestly needed, because Will and Mike are one of the hearts of the show, one of the core connection relationships of the show. They should have this moment to just say, friends? No, thanks. Best friends.
Yeah. It was important for Mike and Will to agree upon this. Just because they needed a moment, because Mike, is the one that Will loved.
Yeah.
And for Mike to just accept that and be like, it's kind of hard to be like, hey, you've had a crush on me this long, but it's like, we're friends. We can still do that.
Right.
You know, I mean, like, obviously they're in different sexual preferences.
Right.
But, you know, it's good that they got that moment. It's not within the whole group of everybody.
Yeah.
And it's just them two.
Yeah, like you said,
because
Kathleen.
that's how their friendship started. They were the two friends that came together first. I mean, you see that in the flashback memories from when they were really little.
And that's built into Will's coming out speech.
Yeah.
Milk duds and popcorn, going to get Monty Python, all that stuff. That's none of that changes. You are not one thing. You are a million things, and they are similar in most ways, and compatible as great friends and great relationship now for the rest of their lives, clearly.
Right.
I do think it would have been funny for them to have that speech and Joyce is just struggling up the ladder.
I am 51
Yeah.
years old.
Oh, that's so
Just
funny.
going by. That's hilarious.
Like, I'll get the next break. You guys got it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Meanwhile, at the right side up, WSQK radio tower, Vicky is freaking the heck out. She sees the lights flash of them arriving at the Upside Down. She's like, "Is that you guys?" She's like, "Please tell me it's not the Cujos." You know, she's just nervous. She's just, Vicky.
Okay.
She's in full panic mode.
Okay,
Full panic
Miles.
at the beginning of the chapter.
Okay, Miles, I'm going to give this one to you.
Okay.
Not a great Vicky moment. Not proud of her in this moment. And I also have to call myself out. Let's
Okay.
just reference the last episode where I was saying she's basically like a nurse. And one of our listeners, they actually called me out and say, hey, no, actually, a Candy Striper is not a nurse.
Or a nurse in training.
In training.
They politely called you out.
They were
No.
very polite about it. And thank you so much. I appreciate you being so polite. I was wrong. Vicky is kind of a little crazy.
Yeah.
She does not have the poise to be a doctor or a nurse.
No.
It's a nice foil, though, because we see how put together our regular people are. Specifically Max, who's just like, on the rewatch, I was just cracking up at Max just sitting there like, God, I wish I could move out of this wheelchair. Get away. And like, she's like, when I get hungry, I have to eat. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, just be nervous and go get something to eat. You don't have to give a speech about it. You don't have to make it a factoid. Just go get something to eat, Vicky.
Oh, yeah.
I think Robin is a little like kooky too. So
Yeah.
it kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, but Robin's annoyed by it too,
Yeah.
even on the intercom.
Oh, yeah.
Not the time, Vicky. You gotta bottle those emotions,
True,
you know.
that's true.
Oh, well, and then Max goes into the trance, which,
Oh, man.
did you guys think that this could be Vecna trancing her again?
Yeah, I mean,
it kind of played a little scary.
It definitely kept you on edge. Initial watch, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Because we don't know where Vecna is at this point.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I definitely was like, I knew it was a trance pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that was nice.
Yeah,
but
because she's getting up, she's walking, she's, holy shit.
yeah. But, yeah, and just this 11 on this one. She comes outside the squawk.
Yeah.
And like, hi. She says it
Yo,
so creepy.
you're
Like,
right.
It's a weird high.
yeah, it really is.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I don't remember if I think I was worried. I think I was worried that Vecna had just pulled her back into his mind. And I was like, oh no, here we go again. What's happening?
And I think, like, Max, was a little worried. Like, I hope this is 11 and not Vecna.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
She was definitely worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Did
like,
they
not this world again, you know?
did they not tell Vicky what was going to happen?
I don't think they told Max.
Well, no. Max says, "I'll help you."
Oh,
in the
Yeah.
last episode, Max says, "I will
She
guide
needs to be
you."
in there.
So
She
Okay.
said she
Max
needs
knew
to
it was
be in
happening,
there.
but Vicky, I think, was in the dark about this. Again,
That's fair.
In some places, this plan needed some shoring up.
They didn't have time, you know?
Drop the cereal.
They only got like an hour till the earth smushes into the upside down.
That's right. I know.
Yeah.
Again, there is a sense of urgency, Jonathan.
Yeah, let's not just take our time climbing the antenna. God.
So Max is in the trance. This is when the military arrives, of course, at the right side up WSQK.
Yeah.
Vicky hides Max in the bookshelf. Never goes down those stairs, though.
No, there is a reason for that, though.
Okay.
I mean, going down those metal clankety clank stairs would have made a huge amount of sound. Not to mention, like, what if she lost control of Max? Like, it was much safer to stay at the top of the stairs. That way, she could also like keep a better ear out if something happened.
I disagree. You're too close to the soldiers at the top of the stairs there. Pick Max up and walk her down slowly. Joyce Byers is climbing 500 feet right now. It's life and death.
Even so, it absolutely risks making sound that she could not risk making. And she's thinking, like, Max is in a trance. She's not going to be making any sound anytime soon.
Okay, well, we agree to disagree.
And it was smooth enough.
I disagree to disagree. Believe in me.
No. Okay. It was still a smooth move to get behind the bookshelf that quick.
Although I do think that she had time to make sure she got the box all the way covering the hole.
Yeah.
Like, that was a risky moment there.
It was close.
Yeah.
You know?
It was close. Once again, the military... I mean, you didn't know about any of the tunnels, and they also can't find any trapdoors.
Military,
Yeah,
man.
did it not? They obviously knew those tunnels were there. They did know, because Dr. Owens knew about the tunnels.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Yeah. There's nothing to tell us that they knew about these tunnels.
Yeah.
Wasn't in the report.
Yeah,
I guess
in
not.
the report.
Well, maybe that's something Dr. Owens purposefully omitted.
Maybe. There is factions in the government.
MVP.
All right. Let's stay with Max in that void. You mentioned Kirk, 11 saying hi. Before she sees 11, one of the coolest void moments that we get across the entire series is Max walking out in the WSQK sign lit up, reflecting against that shallow water, that void. That's one of the just great, like, visuals.
Just all black.
Yeah.
I didn't even really think of that. Now that you say it, like, it was pretty dang cool.
In theaters, that was one of my biggest takeaways.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well.
Some time in the void. Kirk, we never really got any explanation on you made that your number one question. You know,
11 says this is my mind, so I guess the void is her mind. And then she she just finds Vecna and grabs the hand, and that's into his mind. I don't know. I'm trying to grasp Kathleen's thing of like a conscious mind thing for everybody.
Yeah.
This subconscious world of all of that. I still don't get it. I really don't. I don't get what the void is.
Maybe,
she explains it so succinctly, and Max totally understands immediately.
I do love that. The show's just like... we don't know. Yeah. I mean, if it's just 11's mind, maybe that's kind of a road for me to understand. I really don't know. I don't think I need to know, to be honest.
Yeah, the mind jumping is confusing, but I just let it pass. I knew I wasn't going to get a good one episode answer on all of this.
Yeah.
But, some of the science stuff, you just got to let it go. Like, I can't really argue with it.
Yeah.
I gotta say, though, the no hesitation, like you said, she grabs Vecna's hand. There is no hesitation on 11's part. And again, like, she's come so far. She's not afraid of what has to be done.
She is the greatest backup quarterback that we've ever had. She's been training for 18 months. She's Tom Brady. Hopper is Drew Bledsoe. Like, she is, now that she's running the attack against Vecna, she is going in the tank. She's making plans with Collie. Yeah. She's grabbing Max in her mind. Like, yes, you're right, Kathleen. 11 is moving us forward. They hear the boom, boom. Hopper lets them know the abyss is moving.
It's coming on down.
Yeah, of course, we get that Murray moment where Murray tells Hopper.
That was great. Yeah.
Good news.
Good news. The kids were right. Bad news. The kids were right.
The planet descending upon our heads.
Yeah. Dude. I love the way that they like the short route they take to get to Vecna's mind.
I did want to just give a moment real quick before we get to that.
Yeah.
Just everyone seeing the abyss moving for the first time. We kind of pan to each one of our groups. We see like Dustin on top of the tower, just Mother of God.
Yeah.
Which I thought was significant because almost everything else Dustin has been like, I was right. Even like kids snapping, teenagers just always seem so prosaic. Nothing gets Dustin truly to his core.
Yeah.
This got him. On rewatch, I was like, wow, that is Dustin in like real terror.
Yeah.
Right there.
Mother you gotta think God. It's like godlike to be able to move planets together. Like, move worlds together.
And watching it there's a shot where we're looking down at Hawkins from the abyss, and we're hearing the tick, 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 the clock and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, all of season 4 was to set this up. This is so cool. It rewatchability for season 4, has just increased because you know it's gonna. People take that for granted, but now season 4 clicks into real, true place.
Oh yeah,
X marks the spot.
X marks the spot. And one of the corners of the X, that's Chrissy. One of the corners of the X, that's Fred.
Yeah, God, insane.
Yeah,
and it just looks great.
Yeah, so cool.
Visually, like watching that world come out of the skies and just the different levels of the mountains and the hills, and it's just an ugly world. I mean, I'm with Dustin. You see the sky just turn into a piece of land coming down on top of you. I'd be like, holy shit.
So, okay, sorry to cut you off, Kathleen, but now let's go. So they say, Max, we got to find somewhere now. I love Colley's like, we need it fast. She goes, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that. I love Max, man.
She's amazing.
Yeah. Max is just one of the best characters. But Max is thinking. They go into the play, Dark of the Moon. Now, Kirk, were you wondering where is Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Because I was like, what the hell is Oklahoma about? I don't know Oklahoma.
I'm like, Joyce, what kind of version of Oklahoma did you put out here? We got a bunch of demons and ghosts slapping drums.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I've got the answer.
Okay.
Joyce was never putting on a production of Oklahoma. Oh. It was a ruse. She was putting on a production of a play called Dark as the Moon, and she's to get the powers to kind of like allow her to put this on at a play. She just pretends that it's Oklahoma.
Oh.
And that is true. That's
part of the play, the first shadow.
Okay.
So and then Henry's playing the witch boy, who falls in love with a human girl named Barbara Allen, who Bob Dylan fans are probably perking up at that because there's a Barbara Allen traditional that Bob Dylan used to sing. But yeah, so young Joyce was never putting on Oklahoma at all.
Wow.
That
definitely got me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Even on the rewatch, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I love that they never really
They don't address it at all.
And
well,
I do
in the play.
I kind of like that they don't address it. I don't know, like the mystery of it, but it was just such a really cool, creepy scene for them to come through, and you feel it because of the music in the play. The way they're all moving is building you up to this moment. Everything is building you up to this moment.
And then it makes more sense because, Henry is playing this main character, how big of a piece of his life this would be for the curtain to first go up. That's like a direct line into his consciousness. That's a major moment in his life. So Max finds him right there. And once they're in the room, 11 whips him out of there in like 1 second.
Oh, no hesitation.
What an improvement from her piggyback snowball situation where she says hi first.
Yeah.
I know,
just
right?
whips him out of the chair. I was cheering.
Out of the chair,
yes.
out the window.
Hell yeah.
Gone. Out of the house. Get out of here. It was fantastic. Completely caught off guard.
Yeah. All right. What happens after that? Oh, then they have to talk to the kids. Then they have to, okay, I know you kids don't believe it because you're a bunch of idiots.
This is what, this really struck me because at first you think like, okay, she's allowing Vecna to hold her there so she can get the dialogue going to convince the children that he is in fact not Mr. What's-It. He is the dark thing.
The black thing.
The black thing. But then like, you really see here that like he is more powerful than her. And that kind of, this is when I started to really see it, and I like was starting to get worried, like, oh, what is this going to look like for the finale? Like, he clearly has more power than her. And then we jump to, I guess I should let you take.
Yeah. Well, so when he grabs her, doesn't she let him? Isn't this part of the plan?
Yeah,
she's like,
so
he's going to grab me and start monologuing, and Colley's hiding the kids so they'll all see that he's evil.
Right.
We need the proof.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought that initially. But then as the scene goes on, I mean, they take the kids away and then like he's still like throwing her around. Like he's more powerful than her.
And
well, he even mentions it. He's like, stronger, aren't we?
Yeah.
So am I,
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh gosh, like this is, I mean, you're thinking that 11 is going to have like way more of a leg up, but as the whole finale, which we'll get to, goes on, you see that she was never powerful enough to defeat him on her own.
And did she know that? Like, I don't know.
I don't think she did.
I think she thought I'll let him catch me and then I'll get out because I'm so strong now.
Yeah.
And she has some moments, like her face like kind of reveals some like moments.
Right.
And the only thing that really saves her from being snapped there and just is that he realizes, oh, the kids are actually still here because you have Collie, and I'm going to go into the room now. Yeah. And then where are they?
And I thought, did she know that he was going to be able to access all of that information? Did she know that he was going to be able to see Collie? I don't think she knew that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think she knew at all.
To Hopper's point, you are not ready.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
But the mission does succeed in that they convince all the kids that he's the bad, and we got to start booking it.
Well, yeah. Right. Once you see his arm come out, and they're like, "Oh, what is it? What's that guy's name that we banished?
Thomas. Hashtag don't save Thomas.
Shit.
Thomas is like, holy shit.
Yeah, Thomas, get your head out of your butt.
I do think it's also kind of funny. There's just for some reason on the rewatch that Henry rolls up his sleeve to get the arm out. He's like, well, he's got to protect the clothing. Yeah. But yeah,
for dramatic effect,
the plan does work.
Yeah.
He sees
that the first part of the plan works.
Right.
Yes.
The second part
with Collie coming in and stabbing him, which I'm still uncertain if that would have worked because we're still in mind world. Like stabbing him in the heart and mind world, does that kill him?
But the thing is, he's still able to hurt 11, who's also in the mind world, but he is physically hurting her.
And people have been both hurt and not hurt. Like Will's eyes are fine.
Yeah.
However, Chrissy and Fred are killed in the mind world. So the answer is don't think about it too much.
Yeah. But
I like that.
But Collie with the just come on. Hello, brother.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't need to introduce yourself. Just stab the guy. Let's go. With a little pep in that step.
Yeah. The stabbing's not going to kill him right away. Yeah. Stab and then you can talk for a minute.
Yeah, I know, right? Just get it done.
Oh man, the moment we see the knife that just hits the table and he's gone, the look on her face. Oh, her acting there.
Collie?
Yes, the look on Collie's face. Just the absolute no, it didn't work. Hopelessness, I can't believe that didn't work. What are we gonna do now? Kind of look. It's just it hurt. It just got you in your heart, or got me in the heart. I know, Kirk, you're not a huge fan of Collie.
I was still mad that she had to introduce herself.
I was mad at her too, but I will say that actress had a great finale.
Oh,
the actress who played Collie
she did.
Definitely redeemed her character.
Yeah,
hell yeah, and. I always said she would.
We got a whole Collie section. We'll talk about her after she dies. Spoiler alert. But they solved problem number one. The abyss
is not crashing into the
moving.
earth.
Yes, but it did kind of hit that radio tower. It gave him a good shake. And we experienced that with our whole group on top of the radio tower. Just crunch, stop, and Steve loses his balance, falls off the edge. We flash to black. Someone in the audience. No!
That was the best thing about seeing this in theater. The best thing.
And then it comes back and it is revealed that Jonathan has caught Steve. Gives us all the season 1 feelings, season 5 feelings of their rivalry. He did it. The saving of Steve Harrington.
Yay. Glad it was Jonathan too.
Yeah.
It seemed like he would have been the guy. Like if it was like Dustin or like Lucas or something, it wouldn't have meant as much. But since it was Jonathan and this whole triangle thing, and that throughout the whole series, really,
right,
they haven't really been pals. They've always kind of been disliking of each other.
And Jonathan, in himself, he's never really the hero throughout all of Stranger Things. So it was nice to have him have a moment.
That's a good point. He doesn't get a lot of hero moments across the series.
No, he does not.
Nancy
in fact, we rag on him. We always say he's like the weakest one.
Yeah, we do.
Poor Jonathan.
Yeah. Did you guys feel did you guys feel like this was an unnecessary fake out? Like, oh, you guys want a death? Here you go. Just kidding. Did you guys feel anything like that?
I thought it was a little unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because, come on. The second that happened, it went to black. I'm like, there's no way we built Steve's character up to fall off a tower.
Yeah, this is how he's going to die.
There's no way. Yeah. It just would have been, but it was also the Duffer Brothers kind of playing towards the fans, wanting a death. Steve's been on the top of the list.
Right.
So I get that, and I'm sure lots of people fell for it, but I was just like, there's no way that's the way Steve Harrington's arc finishes.
Yes. So glad it didn't.
And I'm with you, Kirk. I never thought that he really died. I mean, it was still a harrowing moment. You're sitting in the theater and it's like just silence.
Yeah. Well, but that one guy fell for it.
But I know. But like you said, they were never going to kill Steve off in this moment. But I do love that they had this in here, though. Yeah. I think it's good to have those little fake outs. And also, I think it's kind of homage to all of the Stranger Things fans that are like, Steve's going to die. So they're like, well, let us just show you Steve ain't dying.
Yeah. I know. Some people, are just a bit too serious and they're like, they were toying with us. They were never going to kill him. But to your point, Kirk, my biggest worry in that moment was that they were going to kill him to try and get some of that street cred of killing off main characters.
Man.
And I don't want to watch Steve in the tunnels in season 2 or in the lake in season 4 and know that he just falls off a radio tower at the end of season 5. I want to know that he becomes a baseball coach and becomes a great man and stuff like that. But
one thing that I was struck with this scene, though, I've rewatched this episode 4 times. It's so good, and there's just so much to soak in every single time you watch it. But I got to really focus a little more on Dustin in this scene and his face, he thinks that he has lost Steve in this moment. And it's like you just remember that last talk that he had with Steve, you die, I die. And then he's about to see Steve fall off the radio tower and fall to his death. They were supposed to die together.
Still could happen.
I can't lose you too. That's the
Dustin just launches himself off.
I'm just saying, technically,
could have happened.
Not alone.
Yeah. Just launch yourself off, Dustin.
God.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
what a morbid way to end their characters' hearts.
You die, I die. The whole audience
they
would just be screaming
as they fall to their death.
Our theater, as they watch Steve and Dustin splatter on, they show it. They show the whole Humpty Dumpty across the ground. Everyone's like, ah! The duffers just come out like, you wanted death. You wanted death. Did anyone in the Raiders room pitch, what if this whole group, Joyce, Nancy, Jonathan, Will, Mike, Rob, and Lucas, they all just die right here. This crunches. You wanted deaths. You wanted deaths.
It's all on 11 now. Yeah.
11 shows up. All of her family and friends are just littered across the upside down. Okay, I'm going way too far.
It got dark real quick.
Yeah, it did. Oh.
I had one other funny thing to point out. These characters have no fear of heights.
Oh my gosh, yes. I'm so glad you pointed that out.
What the heck?
Because they're off kilter having to go through, they're just going to go and do it. And I'm like, you could easily just fall right here. What's the huge rush? Let's be careful.
Yeah. Well, the abyss stops at the perfect time. Mm-hmm.
Well, that was supposed to be part of that was part of the plan, is to time it that way.
And it's so well planned. I mean, lucky as heck, but there, just climb up on the railing, put your hands into the gate, and you're there. That is the most perfect spot.
True.
It's 5 feet still that you have to span in open air, hundreds of feet up.
Yeah.
That you could easily fall.
What kind of structural integrity are you grabbing onto there? Nancy's the first one to go, right? So,
but Nancy's a badass. Dustin's the one that surprises me.
He
puts one hand in, and just the second one, I'd be freaking out, full vertigo, man.
Right? Oh my gosh!
I just throw myself off with Steve.
Who knew that this scene in particular was going to get us so riled?
I know, right?
All right, so the abyss has stopped. 11's still in the tank with the kids. Vecna now knows the plan, so his first action against their plan is very smart, which is, let's get 11 out of that tank.
Yep.
And he appears in the mind of Jim Hopper. We get a Hopper and Vecna scene.
This is a great scene.
This was my moment, because this is when I genuinely thought, oh my God, Hopper is going to die in this moment.
Really?
That is my first. At first, I was like, what's happening? Why is he? I didn't get the whole, the vats of
the Agent
Vietnam.
Orange.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that right away. But once I realized, I was like, oh no, he's going to die. Also, an adult has never been Vecna'd.
I had that written down. even though Henry's killed so many people across this battle, like, oh, we're getting to the parents now.
Yeah.
That's what I felt.
And so I thought, like, this is the beginning of the end. Like, something is going to happen, probably heroic Hopper moment, but he's going to sacrifice himself and die. Right here, this is when it happens.
She's going to do it, Jim. She's going to end her life. You're going to lose another daughter. And then he shows him Sarah.
Yeah, that was cruel.
Dude. And first, this is also getting the season 1 feelings in us. And she's like, you knew this would happen. It's like, oh my God.
Right.
That was heartbreaking. And I was like, this is definitely working on Hopper.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think originally he kind of sees the barrels of Agent Orange. He's still like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like, he's in my head.
Yeah.
But then he absolutely manipulates the situation.
Yeah, he
Absolutely.
Uses
what
his,
he does best.
Uses his fears against him. That's great part about Vecna.
Yeah.
Great villain.
But it's always the truth when Hopper is like, you're lying, and he says, no, I don't lie.
I am many things, but I am not a liar.
And that is accurate. He
Really?
doesn't really lie to the kids. He uses the kids' own fears and truths against them to like build a story past that.
He kind of, he's showing him Sarah with words that she never said. I feel like that's kind of a form of lying. But to your point, that's also Hopper's worst fear. Like he has thought that himself. So maybe that's what you mean. Like Vecna's not a liar. But when Vecna did say that, I rolled my eyes. Like, dude,
yeah,
I don't know.
I think he always uses like the real experiences that people have, and he just builds a story from that. Like, this is what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
These are what your true fears are. What like this could develop into,
Yeah.
and that's how he captures them.
I think you're right, because that's what Will says. It's doesn't come from him. It's from me. He's showing me my thoughts of the future, my worries, my fears.
And that's what, his first daughter who died, that's why he's using her to say that. That's what Hopper's fears are.
Yeah. So he riles Hopper up enough to appear and then just fire. Hopper immediately fires his gun at just the sight of Vecna.
I know. And when is the last time a gun's worked on one of these monsters?
I know.
Come on, Hop.
It was all the rage that he was feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, he riles them up and he gets them and he says, you're what he calls them the curse, which I'm glad they brought that season 4 callback.
Yeah. And season 1. He says in the pilot episode of season 1.
Yeah, he's the curse. And that absolutely gets him, shows himself, positions himself absolutely perfectly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Hopper just goes full Hopper. He couldn't control himself at that point. He got manipulated hard.
And that's the first time he's ever even seen Vecna. And he didn't wait at all. He just shot.
Yeah.
Did you guys think he'd actually shot 11?
No.
No?
I did not.
A little part. Like, initial watch, I was like, oh, damn. Okay, this might be a thing.
Okay.
As soon as they showed her eyes open, I was like, oh, yeah, she's not dead.
Well, I knew at that point.
Oh, no. I thought I thought they could have like injured her, but I did not think that she was like on death's door. I didn't think that she was that
when
close.
She's bleeding in the tank.
thought
5 bullet holes in the tank. That's at that moment. Did you think that he actually shot her?
I don't think so.
I did. I completely thought it, because why? How did he get down there? What I was expecting the whole time was him to come out of the trance. Right? He's in a Vecna trance, I thought, but he's not. He's in more, Vecna's like manipulating his mind, kind of the way he did with Fred, in the woods and stuff like that. So I was expecting Hopper, who was upstairs, to come out of a trance up there at the top of the tank, but he didn't. So when we saw that he was actually down there at the tank and 11's got those bullet holes, and I thought, oh, this is the big twist. This is the big twist of the finale. He just killed 11.
Oh, yeah. I never thought that he killed 11.
Thought he injured her though. I did think he shot her.
I think I probably did think that, but it's hard to remember now that I've watched it 4 times. Yeah. I certainly, as soon as they showed her in the tank, I was like, this is all not real. This is not real at all. But what actually happened was that he drew her out of the mind world. And I did think that happened. I realized what Vecna's true purpose was there. And I also had like a thank God moment, like that Hopper wasn't about to die.
Yeah. A lot of relief, but a lot of problems too.
Yeah.
Because now we're over here and we're going to have a whole big squabble. But let's kind of bounce back and forth between the abyss and the lab, just kind of try to keep chronological with how this finale goes. So let's go back up to the abyss, down to the abyss.
I believe it's above.
Above, but they're turned around. They're upside down right now, so we're going further down.
Oh, God. Let's not get into the logistics. Let's just go to
Gotta let some
abyss.
of the science go. Yeah.
All right, up to the abyss, where they arrive and they don't see any vines or monsters. You know, Lucas calls that out right after telling Neil Armstrong to suck it.
Just great.
Suck it, Armstrong is one of the best lines.
Oh, yeah.
Of the thing.
That's
I forgot about it, too. And, well, let's just talk about that while we're here. They're expecting more creepy crawlies, right?
Yeah.
And Kirk, you had mentioned, I think it's one of the first things you mentioned in our instant reactions was like, where are the Demogorgons? Where's the Demodogs? Where's even the vines, really?
The vines,
in the abyss.
The bats, like,
yeah.
We didn't see a bat this whole season.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I expected there to be more, but maybe they're all just down in the upside down, or maybe they've killed enough of them. I'm still a little perplexed by where they are, or maybe they're just part of that giant spider thing, like that one meat flare was made from all the rats and humans. So I don't know.
That was kind of my initial thought, was like they've kind of bled the abyss dry. You know, because when you see the super meat flare come up later, like it pulls itself out of the ground. There's like goo and blood.
Yeah.
There's like severed a connection there to get up out of the ground. I thought that maybe like sort of super meat flare situation.
Yeah.
I'm going to be totally honest with you both.
Yeah.
The first time I watched this, it did not even occur to me that there were no Demogorgons there. I was just like, they're in the abyss. They're looking for the kids. Like, that's where my mind was. And it wasn't until after we finished it and we were talking to another fellow watcher that was like, yeah, you guys noticed there was no Demogorgons. And I was like, oh, yeah, there wasn't any.
I was with you, though, Kathleen. I didn't really think about it in the first watch either. It was almost equivalent of like when the Ents storm Isengard, where the orcs, they're over at Helm's Deep. Like all the Demogorgons and the Demodogs are down at the upside down because the abyss was supposed to be there in like 35 more seconds. Like, right? It was like they were going to blow through the world. So like, who knows? Maybe they're on their way. Maybe they're climbing up the meat wall because somebody has pierced into the abyss. Your point in the instant reaction, Kirk, was this is a complete element of surprise. There's no way that Vecna initially planned for any kind of battle in the abyss. The battle is going to happen in the right side up.
Right.
So that's where they all are. I thought that's where all the Demogorgons are.
Yeah, both plans have gone haywire. So I don't think they expected the kids to ever get to the abyss.
I will say I think I have landed on the way the meat flare absorbed all of the like people and everything. Like he used up every single resource of the abyss to get himself to this new planet, because he probably thought like, oh, we're not going to need any of this because I'm going to have a new planet that I'm going to control, and I will have all these new things that become my Demogorgons.
I could see
so that. I kind of like, I think I've decided that that's what happened, even though we've just never given that information, and I think that's okay.
I've seen another theory where they say like he snapped multiple Demogorgons, the equivalent Demogorgon of Chrissy, Fred, Patrick, and Max, to weaken the abyss. He snapped some Demogorgons and got them going. But I mean, we didn't see any of this, so it's all theorizing.
It's all off screen. Yeah.
So they just start walking through the abyss. They're just looking for the kids.
Little pep in that step.
Again, yes.
Some pep in the step. I mean, I guess they did just climb a tower, but still.
I guess the world has stopped moving, so I guess they think they got a little time. What's a little urgency?
Yeah.
They're just taking a stroll through the abyss.
Come on, Jonathan.
Dustin acknowledges, we don't know Vecna's dead. We don't know any of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and Mike's like, oh, God. You know,
and I kind of like that he says that, like, be prepared for anything, man. I think that's kind of the reality that they needed to hear, though.
I agree. Steve and Jonathan have their little scene where Jonathan is, or Steve says, thanks for saving my life. Jonathan says, I don't like you, but I don't want you to die.
Yeah.
And
the least he could say.
Yeah. Oh, man. I thought this was such an amazing scene.
Me too.
I loved it. I loved I loved Steve knowing that him and Nancy wouldn't work out. I just thought it was really sweet for us as fans to know that, because we just know in that moment, like, he's not going to be heartsick. He's not going to be heartbroken that he doesn't end up with Nancy. Like, he has already long ago come to accept it. And that just makes us happy for the finale, that we know that he's just going to be able to move on. Like, he's not going to be left in this just sadness at the end of Stranger Things. He's already kind of started to move on. Yeah.
And another tie-in to season 1. They've both been so wrapped, the two boys of Nancy's fancy. They've both been so wrapped up in Nancy, and they both agree, at least they can agree she is special. And that's the one thing. And the love triangle concludes really without Nancy taking part at all this season.
No, I love that.
Nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I think she has like one line where it's like, you and Steve need to get caught up in your macho stuff or whatever. But other than that, she sits the love triangle out.
Yeah.
I think that's so appropriate. You think back to that conversation that she has with her mom when she's interning at the newspaper, and she's like, I can't do it. She like basically wants to give up, and her mom is like, no, you are stronger than this, basically saying, don't settle for the man. And she doesn't. She never lets herself get hung up on Jonathan and Steve. And I really liked that for her. I liked that she was separate from this triangle.
Yeah. That conversation, rewatching that will be way more important, I think, when we next rewatch.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Nancy's over with Mike. And the last little Wheeler moment, I love that Mike's sort of stewing.
Yeah.
And she's like, what?
Why do you keep looking at me?
Yeah.
And Mike says he wants a gun.
Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah.
Absolutely fair, because Nancy's got everything.
But then he's mad when she gives him a flare.
Which ends up being the perfect
Yeah.
I know.
But, again, bullets have never worked.
Right.
Flares would work. Yeah. So you should have a flare.
And they did. And they did work. Yeah, we see that later.
There's also, as they're walking, like they get close to the area. Will starts to get tired, or he's connecting into the hive mind, so he's getting sort of disoriented. And they're like, okay, well, maybe you could just warg to Vecna again. You work on that. We see Vecna's lair, which the Duffers call the Pain Tree.
Okay.
It's never called Pain Tree in the show, so we don't have to call it that.
Okay. Well, we won't then.
I don't like the name Pain Tree particularly.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a tree. It was a big spider meat flare.
We find out
Upside
it
down.
becomes another meat flare 2.0 is what I've called it. What do you call it? A super meat flare?
Yeah, I called it the super meat flare. Right now, it's just an upside down spider. Or is it right side up because they're in the abyss, which is above the upside down, which is flipped from the right side up.
Too many names.
Too many names. That's another great line.
But when they see this thing, the kids are in there. Some pep in your step would be great.
Yeah,
Right?
it'd be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go back, kind of ping-pong back and forth. Let's go back to the upside down lab with Collie, 11, and Hopper. Things are tense.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a smidgen. Just a smidgen.
When Hopper realizes 11 is not bleeding, she says, "What did you do?" And then 11 and Collie have a little tiff there where Collie's like, well, 11's like, we got to go up to the abyss and help them fight. And Collie's like, no, we got to get back in the mind and do all this stuff. And she's like, well, I can't. So what do you want to do?
Yeah. What do you want to do? I love that she says that. What do you want to do, Collie? Because I'm springing to action and you're just like, well, we can't do that. Like, I liked that moment of strength from 11.
Yeah. And 11 says, well, what do you want to do? Just give up? And Hopper says, isn't that what you're doing?
Yeah, I loved that too.
And this starts and he's like, tell me it isn't true. You're going to kill yourself. You're going to leave yourself in here. And even though you just made that promise to me, or you didn't make the promise.
Yeah, well, you were lying too, Hopper, okay?
Here we go.
Well, he didn't mean to lie. He was going to keep her on the tank, but he thought he killed her. Yeah. So
no, I mean when they lied to each other is what I was
at the beginning.
Yeah,
before when they're putting him into the bath. But this time she doesn't even try to do even a fake nod. He says, look me in the eye and tell me you're not going to kill yourself.
And just childish. We don't have time for this.
We don't have time for this. Yeah, exactly.
I
That's
did think that was quite childish.
I was like, we got time for this. So let's talk this out.
But Hopper, again, also not exactly Mr. Nuance, says, well, I'm not doing it. I won't start the bomb. I won't blow it up. I'll keep the upside down until you're safe. You know, a little bit again, these stubborn punk asses.
They really are. Man.
That's when Collie pulls the gun.
Yeah, and I was like, what the hell are you doing, Collie?
Yeah, well, we said, she's the bad guy. She's going to be bad.
Instant reaction, even in the rewatch. I was like, screw you, Collie. I couldn't have been more mad at her in this point. You're just going to shoot Hopper because I don't know why killing Hopper here would have helped anything.
Oh,
I know, because she doesn't even really have a plan, but I think she's like, we need to get this impediment out of our way.
Yeah. Because
he's trying to end my plan. And because she's kind of exaggerating. He's been poisoned by Vecna. She's doing that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's lost his mind. He's crazy. We got to kill him. So she's not really on the level too. She wants to shoot him. And the best thing about this whole thing, Hopper,
do it.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
It just basically ignores her. Right. I love that too. I want to hear more about your anger towards Collie in this moment because I'm totally opposite of that.
Really?
From this scene.
Oh,
yes.
God. Yeah. She's like, what? This is more important than you or whatever she says right there. And pulls shooting Hopper here accomplishes nothing. Why are we going to kill Hopper just because he's like, 11, I want you to live once we get out of the plan? That's Hopper's whole point is once we get out of this thing, I want you to not kill yourself. So why kill Hopper right then and there?
This scene was so important to Collie's character. It was so interesting to me that you were just absolutely pissed at her in the scene, which she's pointing a gun at Hopper. We know that she shouldn't shoot Hopper.
Yeah. And she wants 11 to die tonight.
Right.
Yes.
But the speech that Hopper is giving 11 is it's explaining Collie's life to her. You've had all of these horrible, horrible things happen to you, and you didn't deserve it. Collie had all of these horrible, horrible things happen to her. She didn't deserve a single bit of it. But the difference between Collie and 11 is that 11 had people that truly loved her, truly believed in her, tried to protect her, nurtured her. And Collie, at the base level of it, Collie does love 11. Collie is probably the only person, 11 is probably the only person that Collie has ever truly loved and who has been loved by. And so hearing Hopper say all of this, which is everything that's happened to Collie, but the hope that she could have had somebody been there to share, to give her some love, to nurture her in any way. She sees that for 11. And I think this is the biggest turning point for Collie in possibly allowing 11 to live, which, as we watch the entire finale, it allows the I believe moment to be plausible. Yeah. This scene allows the I believe moment to actually offer some hope. This is the beginning scene for that.
Well, yeah, because we don't move forward if she doesn't feel that way. She'd still have the gun pointed at him. But I totally agree with you. At first, she is going to shoot Hopper because everything in her whole life has been ends justify the means to the goal. The goal is to end all of this cycle. And if we have to kill Hopper, we have to kill Hopper. But I don't think she's ever heard the words, life has been unfair to you. I don't think she's ever heard the words, your childhood was taken from you, that you need to fight for the happy days on the other side of this. I think that's the first time any of that's ever occurred to her.
Right.
And that speech is so powerful. I love that he does it at gunpoint.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't care. Shoot me if you wish. Yeah.
One of the most important parts of this speech to me is that Hopper tells 11, you need to fight for this.
Yeah.
You're going to figure it out. Whatever's at the end, I know you don't believe, but you can figure it out. And that's different, at least a subtle difference. We never get fully enlightened Hopper who's I believe in everything. I still think we'll talk about the rooftop conversation, but he does say, you're going to be able to figure this out. Don't throw it all away right now. It's so meaningful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful scene, really.
And I do think that backs Collie down. Because I agree with both of you saying, like, this is probably the first time that she's heard something like this. Yeah. And she might be even a little envious that 11 got to experience all this. But for your whole belief thing, this is where I start to say I don't believe 11's alive. From this same conversation here. Because, like, has been no plan to saving 11. And there is no time to come up with a new plan to save 11. So, but I'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll discuss this at the end because I definitely want to touch on that more.
Yeah. Colley lowers the gun. Murray says, bad news. The military's here. And Akers arrives. He's arrived without the blessing of Dr. K. He is there for blood. He might kill 11. He might kill Colley. He might kill everybody. He is just...
He's on rampage mode.
He's on a rampage mode.
Yeah.
They have a helicopter. They've got the kryptonite.
Yep.
You know, they're blasting it. Both 11 and Colley just collapse, covering their ears. And Hopper takes only 11. And Colley is just writhing on the ground there. What a moment. Just anguishing empathy for her as she's left alone, writhing.
Yes. And like, again, with the speech that has just occurred, like you're starting to feel bad for Colley, like the contrast from like how Colley's life developed and how 11's life developed because she had love in it. And then to see like Hopper leave her there. And I'm really struck by how tiny that actor is.
Yeah.
Like in these moments, and I think it's intentionally made to like show how tiny she is when they pick her up and like she's dangling and she spits in their face. Like she is so small and her life has been so small because of the absence of love and hope in her life. And it's like very, very much like, I don't know, visually shown by her size in the scene.
And Hopper does come back for her. With not a lot of convincing, I will say, for Hopper's appointment. Like, all 11 says is Colley. Yeah. And he does go back for her.
And he's like, yeah, that was kind of a dick move. Do you think he could have grabbed them both?
I think he could have.
Because he just throws 11 over the shoulders. He's still kind of got a free hand. He's got a gun there somewhere, too. But, like, he probably could have just dragged Colley also.
I think his instinct is just 11.
Yeah.
And when she says Colley, he recognizes... Yeah.
She deserves to be saved.
And to be fair to him, when it happens, she did just pull a gun on him, like 45 seconds
was going to just shoot him. Yeah.
Yeah. He goes back, he shoots, but eventually they both get caught. Colley's on the ground. Akers is pointing a gun at her. Where's 11? Where's the other freak? Hopper's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He says,
I hate that guy. Sorry.
Dude.
God.
But he's not messing around either.
And he says that. I'm not messing around.
Yeah, he puts out that warning shot. I was like, oh.
He's going to shoot Colley. The best part about this is all three of them are okay with that. Hopper's like, yeah, she seems to be okay with dying. Colley's like, I was going to die in here already. Yeah. And he wants to shoot her. He needs blood.
We're all on the same page.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
I think that's so interesting that you say that because I think Hopper would have tried to save her. I mean, he looks at her for the like, listen, this is your decision kind of like, I'm not comfortable just letting you die in this moment. And then she does the nod and it's like the understanding. That's the understanding that 11 deserves to live to move forward. Just let him shoot me here.
Maybe. Like, okay, let me put it this way. If someone had a gun at your head and then they were like, I'm going to do it, I wouldn't look at you to make sure if you want it or not. I would already know that you don't. Yeah. And
I guess I did put that poorly. Yeah, you're right.
Hopper's initial idea, before he even looks at Colley, it's like, we probably should sacrifice Colley to keep 11 a secret. And then he looks at her and sees that she is thinking the same thing. That's all I meant.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You cool with this?
I mean, I didn't think I did. That's not exactly what I meant, but I don't think that he was like going to just be. I don't think he was like just okay. Yeah, like just shoot her or whatever. I don't think that sentiment was there.
More okay with it than usual. Let's just agree on that.
Okay.
At this moment, I think they kind of agree that just as Colley was saying in the previous scene, this is more important than him, and she probably thinks the same thing about herself.
Yeah,
it's more important than me. me.
Yeah.
So don't save me to tell them where 11 is. 11's the person they're trying to find. Yeah. Anything to save 11 and kill Henry. So I think Collie's accepted that probably more than anybody else has.
Yes, yeah. She, as she says in the next scene, like, my story was always going to end here.
Right. But Murray, agent of chaos, changes the equation by deciding to grenade the helicopter.
Yeah.
Which I love how he's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
he's got no confidence going into this. Even his scream into throwing the thing. Yeah. Like, he's like, Argh!
And he jumps up on the goo railing. I'm like, dude, that could be slippery, Murray.
So slippery. That's what I thought. I'm like, is that safe?
Murray's got this. Come on.
Good for Murray.
Well, he did.
Think about when you first see Murray in season 2, hired by Barb's parents, and think about just saying to you at that point, this guy is going to flamethrow multiple Demogorgons in Russia, and then he's going to throw a grenade at a helicopter in the Upside Down.
Not to mention the karate fight.
And the karate fight in the year. And it's all going to make sense. It's crazy where Murray has gone. Thank God the show has embraced Murray. But
this was well shot, too. Because all of this is very choppy. Like, Murray's setting up the grenade thing. Akers is going to shoot Collie. Hopper's like, I don't know, like, and go to hell. Yeah. Just the squeezing of the finger, God. All of that just slow, like, it's slow motion, but there's like a lot of cuts. Yeah. Like, I thought that was well put together.
And once the helicopter does go down and the kryptonite ends,
and Akers shoots,
and 11 is free.
Yep.
So she comes and snaps 7 guys' necks.
Snap, snap, snap.
Yep.
Snap, snap.
And there's another bullet in there, one for Akers, as she just turns his hand, it puts the gun up under his chin. So he's got all this time to relish in the fact that he's about to die. And pulls the trigger.
This one was brutal. I thought this might have been the worst death of season 5.
Dude, I didn't think it was brutal enough. F that guy. I could not stand Akers. He should have been absolutely destroyed. He should have been tortured the way that guy was in season 4, who's put in the hot box and is tortured by what's his name. This guy should have gone through more. Okay, yeah, like F yeah. I love that he ended up like being forced to shoot himself with his own gun. Yeah. But like, he should have suffered more for everything that he did. Just can't stand him.
I didn't have that strong of a reaction.
A little brutal here.
it was, that would have been more brutal. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm a little surprised at how
you really hate Lieutenant Akers here.
I will say, 11 relished it. That's for sure. This is what she wanted to do to Angela in season 4.
Angela.
There was a little darkness in this, I thought, from 11.
Well, she snaps everybody else's neck. Yeah. She could have just done that to him, too.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's slow. Great acting, by the way, because there's nothing really pulling on that gun.
Oh, right.
Just like the shakiness of it, the resistance of trying to do that. And then it's kind of the acceptance of once it's under my head. It's like,
oh my God.
No.
I loved this character. People have said like they didn't really adapt to the season 5 military people, but Akers specifically, like, not a genius scientist, not just a guy taking orders, one of these passive jerks, but he's a disciple. He's a believer. He believes in the cause, the freak, and it's just so interesting to see how intense he is, how committed he is, that she is just the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, he's like, it just kind of reminds me of what's his name, the jock from season 4. Why can't I think of his name?
Jason.
Yeah, he's like another Jason. Just, these guys need to be eliminated.
Well, he was. Jason was too, with an earthquake.
And then so is Collie.
Collie has been shot in the abdomen. Hopper goes to get bandages. We go with Hopper, so we leave plausible deniability for the I believe conversation we're going to have in part 2.
Yeah.
But she does say, like you called out already, Kathleen, my story was always going to end here, which is a much better line than I was going to die in a couple hours anyway.
I love that the dialogue is very short in this moment. Yeah. She has like one line, basically. My story was always going to end here. Excuse me. And And then that's it. And I think like it's more impactful because of that. I like that it was shorter, that they didn't fluff it up more.
Yeah. Collie's story, at least for the main timeline, unless you believe in the other, we'll talk about her with her part in the I Believe. But what did you guys think about, now that it all completed for volume 2 and the finale, what did you guys think about Collie's return from season 2 Lost Sister to the last 4 episodes of the series?
Far better than The Lost Sister, obviously.
Yeah.
I think everybody can scrap that episode. But, I liked that she was kind of a mystery in this whole gang. She's part of it, but she's also, like, not trustworthy.
Yeah.
I like that Hopper just absolutely despises her. I love that 11 does believe in her sister, even though she's only met her, like, one time outside of this moment. So I like that she put a nice little wrinkle into the group, and it gave 11 more context of what she needs to believe,
right?
Or what she has to do. So I like that about Collie's character. Still something about her bugs me though. I think you put it well. Like the ends justify the means. Like something about that bugs me as a person. Yeah. I just don't like that.
Well, her role initially is there, but for the grace of God goes 11, basically, right? Like without her support, that's 11. This hard-edged, ends justify the means, taking revenge, superpowered little girl.
Thank you. And that's what I have said this previously before we even got to season 5. Like I think the whole purpose of her role in that episode, The Lost Sister, was to show what the absence of love, having somebody love and care for you, what that does to you. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what her role always was. And then it's amplified by the finale here, like by her role in season 5. Like you see that. However, the difference is what Collie is saying, everything that she's saying is true. They're never going to stop. They're always going to look for you. I love this about season 5, that there is an argument to go either way. What Collie's saying is true. There is an argument, a strong argument to end it here, to have 11 die here for the greater good of the planet, because if she survives, there's always the risk that the government will find her and make this weapon of her, potentially cause another upside down situation again, because they misuse her powers. That's always there. On the flip side of that, you should always hope. You should always hope for a better life. Hope that some good can come out of this, and you don't don't settle for you have to die, you have to sacrifice. Like I think there's still that argument for hope. So anyway, I think that was also her role in this season 5, and I loved that. She
interwoven perfectly, and
perfect.
I gotta say, Kirk, I think Lost Sister is now more important. Oh. That her inclusion in season 2 and Lost Sister are just, they're not cast-offs. Future people who watch the show won't even know about the 5 years that we had where we're like, oh, Lost Sister's a backdoor pilot, and those characters never even came back. They won't even know because she does come back and she plays this crucial role.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the roof, where Murray at first doesn't notice that Collie's not with them.
Oh, yeah.
Which is hilarious.
I know. I thought you two were goners. He doesn't even acknowledge that Collie was even in the equation.
To be fair, he did have a lot of people in that Bradley Big Buy truck.
That is true. That is fair.
This was the one jokey moment that I felt rang really hollow. I didn't like that Stranger Things, the Duffer Brothers, I feel like always do a pretty good job of bringing little humor moments, but this one felt a little icky. I thought, and maybe we're meant to feel
that's
icky.
what it was. It was supposed to feel icky.
And I did felt
because Murray is kind of a jokester, but he does realize the gravity of the situation. Him becoming serious on that was quick, and it's probably the most serious you've seen Murray.
Yeah.
And when he says sorry to Elle, that's we haven't seen Murray like that in the entire show.
Since Alexi, maybe.
Point. Oh
yeah, that's a great point. And then 11 notices that the rocks are set in such a way that she could theoretically jump to the abyss.
Yeah.
And she says, I'm going to go. And Hopper says, no, you're not. What if you fall? Or what if you get there?
Yeah.
Right? Both things are so dangerous. And this is when 11 takes down what I thought was a much more mature speech,
Yes.
which was, I have this choice now to do this thing. And she starts it with the whole, when you found me in the woods, I was scared. I didn't understand anything. And you became my dad. Kathleen, right there. Did that do it for you? You had called out initially that she was calling him Hop earlier in this season. Did that dad moment hit hard for you?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. In fact, I kind of felt like this scene, it almost felt like an in memoriam scene, when they do, when somebody dies and they flash back to the beautiful parts of their life. We're flashing back through the beautiful parts of their relationship. You were my dad. Mm-hmm. When she says that, I feel like I'm gonna start tearing up now. And you, as the audience, you feel like we're coming to the end in this speech. So anyway, go on. But yes, I did. I really felt that.
She says it out loud. I need you to believe in me. And Kirk, you had talked about, 11 thinks she knows best, but were you at least on her side here? Or were you still holding on?
Oh, okay. Come on.
I like the way Hopper put it.
Yeah.
When she has the plan, I can jump up that. And then she's like, and then what?
Yeah.
And then we'll defeat Henry. And then what? Because she doesn't have the full plan. So, but that's my Hopper. Okay, you're not fully thinking this through.
Yeah.
Good dad.
That is a good dad moment. That actually is incredible parenting right there.
Yeah, but also he has to, the way 11 puts it, you have to let me make my choice is also a very grown-up way from arrogant, naive 11 to be like, you have to trust me in this moment. I love you, is basically what she's saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
To trust me. You got to let me go. Let me do my thing. I got to go save the world now.
Yeah.
I can do it. You got to just believe in me.
And the most mature aspect of this is I'm not Sarah.
Yeah.
When she adds that layer into it, I don't even know if Hopper's fully they've clearly never talked about this out loud. They barely talked about Sarah, in season 2. Remember, she finds out about Sarah in the bitchin' conversation.
Yeah.
But that crushed me. She's like, sure, believe in me and everything like that. But she's also like, you have to let go of what you are holding on to, because we're touching that season 1 arc of Hopper here, which is a dangerous place for a show to be. Don't ruin that. But it enhances it. It's so beautiful, because some of Hopper's acceptance of Sarah's death was the fact that he got 11 in the cabin and got to keep a little girl for a little longer. And now that last little bit of Sarah's death is hitting him.
Yeah.
And she recognizes that. She points that out to him, which itself is a maturity that almost proves to Hopper. He still doesn't want her to go.
Right, of course.
Yeah, but it almost proves to Hopper, okay, this is... she's still 17 years old. But this is I'm not talking to a kid anymore.
Yeah, and I also think that this conversation is what helps him talk to Mike in the epilogue.
Yes.
This is very this is how kind of Hopper got through it. It's very important very important they had this conversation. I thought it was well done with the flashbacks and everything. I thought both of them did great acting. Hopper doesn't say a whole lot, but you could just see it in his eyes.
Yeah. Right.
11 does a great job. I'm just like, holy crap, this is one of those moments on the rewatch. I was like, holy shit, what a scene.
Right? Everything about it. And it's very coming of age, letting go. She is now becoming an adult. I can't do that unless you let me go. There's that aspect like you both said. But then when she says, I need you to believe in me. If you think of any child that you're raising, they need to know that you believe in them, that they can become an adult and make their own decisions. She needs him to believe in her so that she can continue to believe in herself too. I like that there's both sides of that. You have to let me go because I know I can do it, but also I still need you to believe in me. I still need you to know that I can do it too.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't believe we took 20 minutes on the upside down lab part. Yeah. I think we actually need to split it here and come back, because we cannot speed through what we're about to go to, which is Henry's mind and almost redemption and stuff like that. So why don't we call this part 1?
A little mixed up here.
Come back for part 2. And I mean, good God, there's so much good stuff. This is the best part of the finale, or second best part of the finale is what I meant to say. Because the first best part of the finale for me is the Henry stuff that we're about to get.
Yes.
And the Vecna plot line and his non-redemption. So I am so excited for that.
Cliffhanger.
Yes.
Yeah, cliffhanger.
I think you're right. We should stop here. Thanks for joining us today. And please come back and listen to us on February 6th as we cover the rest of the episode.
All right. We'll be back.
I'm Kathleen.
Miles.
I'm Kirk.